yesterday, so.
Yeah,
Coach, just an opening statement and a comment about the two players you brought, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it's safe to say that we were all disappointed with how we played yesterday. Never want to take anything away from the opponent because they beat us. But we played more to our personality, our character, our disciplines that we've tried to create over the first 6 weeks of practice and season. And these two had a lot to do with it. Their leadership, their preparation. Maik, obviously, with the game starting, and then Kory coming off the bench and being ready to go. That provides stability. It provides guidance because we're such a young team. But proud of the way we respond. As I continue to figure our team out, very proud of how our guys responded today. Okay, players?
Pretty much what Coach said. Don't have anything to add.
Okay.
Yeah, we just wanted to come in and respond differently with how we came in the game yesterday. It ate at us all night, so we all talked it over, and we just knew that we had an earlier game, and since yesterday was later than today, we knew we had to be ready from the go.
Okay, questions?
Kory, Mike, Tim Floyd was in here. He said about they went zone a couple of possessions and said you guys solved it. You must have had a hell of a film session last night. Did you guys watch any film, or was it just like you said, kind of kicking the game over and thinking about what not to do today?
I think it's more mental to. I mean, we had film, we had walkthrough, we prepared, but at the same time, it was more mental, more about us being ready to play, about being ready to drive the gaps, find the open spots.
Yeah, basically what Mike said. We knew as guards we had to drive the seams and kick, and we wanted to play inside out, get it down to Chris and Mike or whatever big was in. That way we could get behind the zone and hopefully get a good shot from there or kick back out. But Coach during walkthrough told us we wasn't really driving the seams like we were supposed to, so that was a big thing for us that we came in today and did.
You guys had 24 points off the bench. How good can this team be when you guys are spreading the wealth around and kind of getting production from everybody in the court?
I think the team can be really good because in practice everyone's involved, everyone's doing their best, and I'd say everyone who's coming off the bench is contributing. I mean, of course, yesterday we had a bad day. The starting five wasn't contributing as much. The bench wasn't, but overall, like everyone's ready to play almost all the time.
Kory, Hassani said yesterday that he remembered on the way to here with the early morning start, some guys maybe sleep on the bus, things like that. Need to change the approach of coming here to an early start. What was your mentality today, even playing an hour earlier, because you guys got off to obviously a much better start?
Actually, we had a big speaker in the back of the bus so that everybody was up. A couple people actually did doze off, and some of us kind of just tapped them like, yo, get up, like, we got to get ready. So that was a different approach for us, and that actually helped us.
Who was the speaker?
Like a
a big speaker.
Yeah,
I thought you had
yeah.
like some guys.
No,
All
like
right.
a music speaker.
Kory, how is the knee? Is it? I mean, you're still kind of feeling out the process of what you can and can't do as you get back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get used to my body. I'm on a different weight, so I'm trying to get used to playing on that weight as well. But overall, it's doing pretty good.
Are you heavier or lighter?
Heavier.
Kory, what can a game like this kind of do for you in terms of confidence and getting to feel kind of get that comfort level that you're talking about?
It's good for me, confidence-wise. It helped me build my confidence, get back to knowing how I can play, and also my teammates helped me. Like, yo, keep going. Like, you got it. Like, you'll get back to where you are. It's a process. So just being patient. Coach, everybody in our program just helping me out, telling me to keep going. So just being patient, basically.
Frank, what was the biggest key to having more energy today, particularly to start? Was it just what their defense was or wasn't doing, or just, hey guys, we got to be a little more pumped up today?
All the above, including us as a staff. We probably took it for granted that such a young team, that their mindset would be what last year's mindset was. We just kind of let them be Wednesday night. We probably should have been a little more aggressive with our mental preparation with them. But that goes back to us continuing to try and figure out our team this year, which has nothing to do with last year. We 3 possessions. There are two things in today's game that said a lot to me about our team. Number one is we came out and played with the energy, the enthusiasm, the discipline defensively and offensively to start the game. Then the game settles down and they start making a push. And if we were phony, we would have kind of, as the game evolved, we would have wilted into who we really were yesterday. But that's not who we are. So when they made the push, we settled down, we locked in, and then we extended the game even more. We're all still trying to figure each other out, you know. I know him to a certain extent. We're still trying to learn each other, especially this year for him with this year's team. I haven't coached him in a game yet. I've barely coached him in practice. We're trying to figure that one out. You know, it takes time. It takes time.
Okay. 14 assists on 17 made field goals in that first half. What did you like differently about your half-court offense today?
Well, we didn't foul. We didn't, like, defensively, we had no energy yesterday, none. Illinois State didn't like reinvent the wheel with the offense they ran. They basically gave it to a guy, and that guy drove it. And all we did was foul. We didn't guard the ball. Our help side was bad. Our rotations were bad, and all we did was foul. So anytime you do that, it slows the game down. Now it becomes a free throw shooting contest. And so now that means that our free throws, it's hard to run on people because the game stopped. So everything we did was try to play against their zone. Give them credit, their zone was very active. I probably did a crappy job of preparing us to go against that zone. But our guys tried. And here's one thing that happens, okay? What happened today to start the game? Justin Minaya open in the basket. Chris open in the basket. Whoever open in the basket. You know, it gave us a sense of, not only were we geeked up and ready to go, but it lifted our spirits. Yesterday it was open clank, open clank, open clank. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you make shots and it makes you a better offense. It makes the coach look a lot smarter than he is when you're making shots. And when you miss shots, it makes us look a lot dumber than we are, you know. But we're all in this together. We're into trying to figure out who we're gonna become as a team. And you don't become whoever you are in November. November is just a chapter into you becoming the team that you're gonna be in March.
Frank, I think the Bigs had 7 threes and made 3 of them. Is that something that you kind of give them the green light to go ahead and do if they're open? And how different does that make this offense if they're hitting their shot?
Yeah, I mean, Chris and Mike worked their tails off this summer. I've been dying for his to go in the game, because he makes them in practice. I've been dying for him to shoot one that goes in the game, because as a player, practice and game, it's similar, but it's different. And when you see the ball go in the net in the game, it allows you to relax. You know, it's a different animal. It allows you to relax. So I'm happy his went in. Chris has been making his. Felipe can shoot the ball. You know, we have some flexibility with what we can do this year because of those things. So now, you know, people are gonna have to come guard him out on the 3-point line. He's pretty good off the dribble. I'm trying to figure him out so I can put him in actions where he can be even more aggressive offensively. So all that's part of it. They've worked, him and Chris worked their tails off to become better shooters from the 3 this whole off season, and they worked at it. If they hadn't worked at it, he wouldn't be shooting.
Frank,
So he worked at it.
You said on Monday that you felt Justin sometimes was kind of taking threes, just kind of to take him to maybe try to get his own, I guess. Today it seems like they're more in rhythm. Where is he as a shooter in his game, in your mind? And obviously he was better today than he had been in the past.
I mean, you know, we went to Wofford and he popped threes early in the game. You know, against Western Michigan, he took a couple of shots early in the clock. That's the other thing. You know, I try to tell you guys the truth. I don't come in here and give you the nonsense coach speak that you guys call it. He's trying to learn. There's times to shoot threes and there's times not to shoot threes. And he's trying to learn what those times are, and I'm trying to help him. And it's not as easy as people think, because you're going through that maturation process in front of everybody, in front of cameras, in front of you. And Justin makes threes for us. He does it in practice. It's easy to tell who can shoot and who can't when you watch him shoot. Sit there and watch. The ball comes off his hand clean. His technique is good. It's always there. As he gets older and continues to understand, that ball will go in there for him more consistently.
Coach Jason's played a couple of games in the last